Baruch Ata Asherah Anat Melecha Ha'alam Asher Kadishani B'mitzvotav V'tzivani Lihitatif Latzitzit. What did I do wrong, Able Music? I'm sorry, Jesus. I made a mistake, but I don't know what it was. I have a secret suspicion that basically everybody looks good with a consistent color palette, right? Like, if they find things that fit them that all also match each other, you'll look at it and be like, oh, whoa, the color red. Wow. Lipstick too? Oh my. I do like the way this looks. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm not sure it's unique to me. Or I don't know, like I wear monocolors often, and often people tell me, oh, yellow looks so good on you, or green looks so good on you. And maybe they all do. I think monocolors look good on me. Hadi Patati, I answered that question yesterday. Beware the violence of categories. That's the answer. Good morning, Kate. How are you? It's nice to see you. What are you up to today? So today, we're going to say some old words from the book of Deuteronomy, and then from the Epic of Gilgamesh. I was quoting from the book of Job earlier. I like that story quite a bit. Well, because the book of that description of the Leviathan is the closest holdover we have in the Old Testament to the Baal cycle, right? Like, the description of the Leviathan is basically concurrent with the story of Baal fighting with the serpent of the sea, the fiery serpent of the sea, right? And it's twisted or inverted to be this story about how God creates terrible things and you simply must accept them to live in the world. I don't know. There's many ways to interpret the book of Job, but that's, I guess, the take that I was trying to give you, right? Some nasty person might have their house burned down and, can you slay the Leviathan? I don't know. The spring is treating me very well, Kate. I submitted my thesis yesterday. I get to go outside today. I'm thrilled. I'm glad that I saw your face today and remember that you exist. Look at that little face with the orange backdrop and the smiling smile. Allie kills me. Or are they just things? This is the eternal question. Well, all things are just things. They're terrible to some things. Some things are terrible to other things, and other things are terrible to some other things, and some things are wonderful to some things, and other things are wonderful to some other things. Right? Who gets to decide the normativity? Behold the Leviathan. Who gets to decide if it is good or bad? Is it Yahweh? I don't even think Yahweh gets to decide. I think the Leviathan just is. She's suspicious of epilepsy. And maybe her suspicion of epilepsy is causally related to the fire, but probably not. Actually, almost certainly not. But they're linked in your brain. And that says something. What does that say? Let's say the Shema. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Vahafta et anat Elohecha uv'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodeyecha v'chayuch hadvavim ha'ele asher nochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vitecha v'lechtecha chavaderch uv'shachvecha v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ohot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot v'ninecha Uchtav tachacham al mizuzat beitecha uvihisharecha v'chaya ki v'yachayu Elohecha el ha'aretz asher nusba levatecha levram nischach ul Yaakov letet lach avrim godolot v'tovot asher lo vanita uvatim mili'im kol tuva asher lemileta uverot atzuvim asher lo hasata ge'arim v'zitim asher natata ve'alachta ve'shavata hishamer lecha pen tishchach et yoer asher tishacha mi'eretz mitzrayim mibet avadim. Please tell me how to do it right. How do I make sense? What do I need to do? I've waited for so long for someone to tell me. Please tell me how. When Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill, take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who split the waters and freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. What Yahweh gives, Yahweh takes away. What kind of God is that? That every gift is false? What kind of God is a God that makes a Leviathan and then kills him, only to make another one? Thank you, Jesse. How are you? Whoop. Hey, cat. Yeah, he does. And what should you do if the Lord provides you with a stolen house? Or better yet, provides you with the means to steal someone's house by paying for it with genocide, right? What happens if a genocide provides you with the means to steal someone's house? What do you do? What happens if the murder of your ancestors creates the geopolitical situation that allows you to steal someone's house? Should you steal it? You need a house. Should you take their vineyards and olive groves? You're hungry. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder that every day. Every single day. I'm reading this book about psychoanalysis in Palestine. I think that's what it's called. Palestine and Psychoanalysis. What is it called? I don't think I can find out. Come on, more tools. Back. Psychoanalytic practice in Palestine. Yeah. Come on, phone. Anyway. Can you even own property? Yeah. Yeah. So this book is about Palestinian clinicians that are, trying to provide therapy to other Palestinian people, and they're both suffering under the occupation, right? And but the Palestinian clinicians have some kind of obligation to collaborate, or at least work next to Israeli physicians, Israeli clinicians who have a very different understanding of what the occupation means and how that affects mental health, right? What do you do if you steal someone's house but you still live next to them? Like, what? Yeah. I'm glad you're here, Jesse. I've had a rough couple of years, but I'm in a very good mood today. Good morning, Dr. Funk. I don't know. Like, I say those words every morning, and I don't always translate them into English, right? But I think they're just so poignant. Like, remember Yahweh gave you this stolen goods. Like, okay. Like, that's real. Like, it's just acting in the world. People are living out that story. And I think about it every morning. And I don't know what to make of it. Like, I just throw up my hands and just repeat the words. Like, okay. All right. Remember, the good and evil exist intertwined together. Okay. That theft is also gift. I can't. I feel so flummoxed by it. Like, so deeply flummoxed. I don't know what to say about it other than just repeat that these things are tied up together, or look different from the same perspective, or look the same from different perspectives, or what. It's just contradictory. Like, it's remember those who walked before you and pressed down the path. Yeah. So, where we left off in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Ninsun, the goddess, the cow, the mother of Gilgamesh, was praying to the other gods for Gilgamesh's safety. And then there's a large gap in the text occurs here. And then Gilgamesh and Enkidu are still in Uruk, perhaps carrying out various rites and drawing up plans for a great door to be made from the cedar tree they plan to cut down. They haven't even cut down the cedar tree, and they're already planning a big-ass door? Pshaw. Next, Gilgamesh gives instructions for the city in his absence. The town officials wish him well. The two friends begin final preparations for departure, with the blessings of the elders and the young men. Enkidu, at last, gives up his objections. Gilgamesh says, come on, we're going to cut down this tree. Enkidu's like, okay, fine, it's a really big tree. I'm in. If we don't learn our history, we repeat it, yada yada. But what about the opposite? What if we learn our history so intensely that it scars us into repeating it, that it forces us to repeat it because we don't know any other patterns, right? Don't cut down the tree, boys. Yeah. Right? Never forget. Never forget that you were singled out and killed. And so make sure that you single yourself out continually so that you don't forget that someone did it to you. PTSD from being made in God's image. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what if God's image is trauma? Right? Like, what if Yahweh is just a traumatized man who lives in everybody's brain because that's how he decided he was going to handle his trauma? Ugh. Okay. The young men should not form a crowd in the street. Judge the lawsuit of the weak. Call the strong to account. While in a trice we attain our desire and set up our camp, maybe, at Humbaba's gate. His dignitaries stood by, wishing him well. In a crowd, the young men of Uruk ran along behind him, while his dignitaries made obeisance to him. Come back safely to Uruk's haven. Trust not, Gilgamesh, in your strength alone. Let your eyes see all. Make your brow strike home. He who goes in front saves his companion. He who knows the path protects his friend. Let Enkidu walk before you. He knows the way of the forest of cedars. He has seen battle, been exposed to combat at the mountain passes. Enkidu will protect his friend, safeguard his companion. Let him return, to be a grave husband. We in our assembly entrust the king to you. On your return, entrust the king to us again. Enkidu made ready to speak, saying to Gilgamesh, Turn back, my friend. You must not. This journey... And there's a gap. His equipment, the great daggers, the bow and the quiver in their hands. He took up axes, his quiver, the Elamite bow, a bow from Elam? Oh man, that's important. Elam was a country of southwestern Iran, apparently known for its very fine bows. The elders made way for him. The young men sent him on his way. Gilgamesh, how long until you return to the city? The elders hailed him, counseling Gilgamesh for the journey. Trust not, Gilgamesh, in your own strength. Let your vision be clear. Take care of yourself. Let Enkidu go ahead of you. He has seen the road, has traveled the way. He knows the ways into the forest and all the tricks of Humbaba. He who goes first safeguards his companion. His vision is clear. He protects himself. May Shamhash help you to your goal. May he disclose to you what your words propose. May he open for you the barred road. Make straight the pathway to your tread. Make straight the unplanned upland to your feet. May nightfall bring you good tidings. May Lugal Banda stand by you in your cause. In a thrice accomplish what you desire. Wash your feet in the river of Humbaba whom you seek. When you stop for the night, dig a well. May there always be pure water in your water skin. You should libate cool water to Shamhash, and be mindful of Lugal Banda. Mesopotamian travelers often carried drinking water in leather bags, says the translator. Thank you, translator. Good morning, Ghost. Good morning, Dr. Punk. How y'all doing? So, then, Enkidu made ready to speak, saying to Gilgamesh, okay, finally, as you insist, make the journey. Do not be afraid. Watch me, who has made his dwelling in the forest. Then, where Humbaba goes. Who goes with me? I will bring him safe to you. Enjoy! Enkidu says, all right, fine. We'll do the thing. Bonjour, Will. Bonjour. Upon hearing this speech, the young men acclaimed him. Go, Gilgamesh. May your God go by your side. May he disclose to you your heart's desire. May advise you he knows who. Who he knows. He who knows. Ba ba ba. In the gap that follows, the two friends set out on their quest. And that ends Tablet 3. And we will read Tablet 4 on Monday. The quest to kill Humbaba. Do we get to Humbaba in Tablet 4? No, we don't get to Humbaba until... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we get to Humbaba in Tablet 5, so we have a few more pages before we get there. Yippee! Wait, was there a boat mentioned? Where was there a boat mentioned, Sarah? You mean the Elamite bow? Like a bow. Like a bow and arrow. Yeah, I'm not sure there was a boat mentioned. Yeah. Okay. Should we say Arati? No, an Elamite bow, right? The bows from Elam. The kings of Anshan and Susa. The Elamite kings. They made very nice bows. Can I show you where Elam was? Should we do a map? Let's do a map. Elam and Uruk. No, I don't want Google Maps. Just want... Yeah, okay. Alright, so... Here we have ancient Mesopotamia. So this is the Persian Gulf, right? And Uruk is in this green area here, right? That's southern Babylon. Babylonia, Sumer, right? So, Uruk is like right at the edge of the water here. And then Elam is over there. And there's two main cities in Elam. There's Anshan and Susa. And historically, the kingdom of Elam has usually been unified, but separate from the Sumerian kingdoms. So Gilgamesh is king of Uruk, this city here. And so some tradesmen go to Elam, and they get some really nice bows, and they bring them back And then Gilgamesh takes the bows to go kill Humbaba. And Humbaba, where does Humbaba live? Humbaba lives far away. Humbaba lives, like, in Lebanon. Yeah. Alright, here's a bigger map. Right, so again, in yellow we have Elam. Right, then in green we have the third dynasty of Ur. Right, and the cedars of Lebanon are, like, way over here by the coast. The forest of cedars, which I assume was Lebanon. Yeah. It actually even says cedar forest on this map. I don't know what this map is based off of. Elamite Empire, art and culture. I don't know. Some map about Elamite and the Hurrians. I mean, this is yeah. This is around the time that we're talking about, right? Like, it is certainly possible that Uruk had trade with the Mediterranean coast, which is now Lebanon. Do post about DeMello. I want to learn about him. I've not actually heard anything about Ignatian spirituality. Like, I might be familiar with the term, but I don't know anything about that particular branch of theology, Christian theology. The cedar forest is magical, and they're going to destroy it. Have I heard of the Jesuits? Yes, I've heard of the Jesuits. They started monasteries, right? Like, if I were to be a Christian, right, like, the Jesuits would be the lineage that I would look into. Jesuit orders. Franciscans, maybe. I bet the forest was majestic. Ah, they were founded by Ignatius of Loyola. And where's Loyola? Right, like, there's a lot of Loyola, like, in the New York City area, right? Because I know there's a bunch of Jesuits that were early colonizers in the New York metro area. But where's the original Loyola? I assume it's in Europe somewhere? Okay. The Jesuits seek to find God through reflection, right? Isn't that better than finding God through conquest? Through colonization? Warfare? You stealing someone's olive trees? I don't know. Maybe they go hand in hand. I'm gonna say Arati now. I don't know if I'm making any continuous sense to you, right? Like, I'm referencing things that I said before you were here, but, like, I'm really just theologizing to myself. Pretending to be talking to you. No, I am talking to you. I am. It's just, like, weird. Live streaming is strange. Talking to you and simultaneously talking to everybody else. Interesting. Technically Basque, as Ignatius was Basque? So Loyola is in what? Southern Spain? Mediterranean Spain as opposed to Atlantic Spain? The inner coast of Spain? It's bizarre. Yes, like, I often feel like I'm having, like, multiple conversations simultaneously. And like, what I'm constantly trying to do is weave all of the conversations together by making analogies and like getting people. Yeah, but sometimes I fail. Yeah, I'm having a weird one-sided chat, but it's not one-sided. It's actually like 12-sided. But I'm in the middle, or I'm all the sides. Northern Spain, along the mountains with France. Ah, okay. Dr. Punk, what's happening to your internet connection? You keep coming and going. And not only am I having these, like, multiple chats, I also have, like, an agenda. I'm like, I have to say the prayers, right? And nobody tells me to say the prayers. I have to bring that up myself. Be like, hey, it's time for Arati, even though, like, we're in the middle of a conversation about Franciscan spirituality. Yeah, I'm stuck here quietly, staring quietly on in between, right? So I can't let there be any dead space. Like, if I'm just sitting here, like, not talking, boring live, right? So whenever there's even a tiny gap in the conversation, I'm like, so how's about that Arati, right? How about we say some fire prayers, yeah? And then somebody says something, and then I respond to what they say, and they're like, oh, but I forgot the fire prayers. Swoosh! Watch this. Multiple conversations in one-sided convo. Dr. Punk keeps coming and going, like a magician. Don't apologize, Will. Keep flirting with me and telling me about Franciscan theology. That's all I want, right? So I get to be my life. I get to come on here and talk about theology every morning with my friends. Ha! Who's the luckiest person here? Clearly it's me. I really appreciate everything you bring to this space. So much. Will is a magic gift. Yeah. Okay. So, the word Arati means flame in Sanskrit. Jaya Jaya Arati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jaya Arati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jaya Arati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jaya Arati Venkanta Ramana Venkanta Ramana Sankata Harana Sita Rama Radhe Shama Jaya Jaya Arati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Sambasara Shiva Umamaheshwara Jaya Jaya Arati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jaya Arati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanimanta Jaya Jaya Arati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutriyavatara Jaya Jaya Arati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Arati Sanistaraya Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jaya Arati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Gurave Jaya Jaya Arati Sadgurnata Sadgurnata Shivananda Jaya Jaya Arati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jaya Arati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jaya Arati Ayapa Samine Ayapa Samine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jaya Arati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave and Jaya Jaya Arati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jaya Arati Venugopala Natatrasuyobati Natandrakaratam Nimavidyobati Kutoyamagni Twameva Bantaminabandi Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamane Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhikaveri Hiyaha Namastitam Namo Namaha. Good morning, Karen. It's been months. How are you? Twameva mata chapita twameva Twameva bandisha saka twameva Twameva vidya dravinam twameva Twameva sarvam mama deva deva Kayena vacha manasandriyarva Buddhyatmanava prakrite sabhavad Karomi adyad sakalam prasmahi Narayana hiti sarmarpayami Sarvadharmam pravichaya mamekam savarnamraja Aham sva sarvapapayo mokshayami masicha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these, I dedicate to you. Thank you. Thank you 1,000 times, thank you. I feel so incredibly lucky. You have no idea just how, full of luck I feel right now. Thank you. So, we will conclude with Kaddish. We will conclude with grief, right? Because if we have the capacity to feel joy, we also have the capacity to feel pain. Hey, Ladybug. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, is it a belief? Is it phenomenological experience, universal phenomenological experience, where I have belief that this is a universal experience, that in order to experience joy, you must know what pain is, or our capacity to experience pain also gives us joy quite directly and literally, right? To be open to the universe is to experience death. And to experience death is to not be closed off. Lots of the texts you read in your course on the Eschaton. When did you take a course on the Eschaton? Eschatological insight. What do you think about the coming Eschaton? Such a good word. Eschaton. Eschaton. Last spring. Robin Williams is a primary example of that. Yes, what an incredible human. So, we have a story. We have a story about the end of the world and the beginning of the new one. Right? And that our suffering will be redeemed. Right? And that all those who cause us suffering will be cast down and we will be risen up. And that all of the opposites will become unified. What should we make of these stories? Of the fire-breathing sea serpent who just is. Is its existence good or bad? Can Baal defeat the serpent of death? No. No, Baal cannot. Well, the sea serpent was Rome. Maybe at some point the sea serpent was Rome. But originally, the sea serpent is far older than Rome, right? The sea serpent was Ashura's ilk, right? Tiamat gave birth to 6,000 dragons with laser beams from her eyes, right? Tiamat was the antithesis of Babylon. Long, long before Rome was ever even a kingdom. Before Romulus was a word on anyone's mouth, the serpent was still there. The dragon was still causing trouble. Right? And maybe now the dragon is us. Pew pew! Laser beams! The fire-breathing serpent is older than a lot of things. Yes, older than Yahweh, for sure. Yahweh says he created it, but no. No. Yahweh just inherited the battle of the serpent from a previous deity. The rock monster that crawls below, it's been there forever. Yeah, what should we make of it? The Leviathan that was slayed by Yahweh was chaos. Yes. Indeed. Yeah, so we live in a world and we say Kaddish for an existence where chaos can be killed. And through the slaying of chaos, right? Through the domestication of entropy, life as we know it emerges. What should we do with that? Continue to try to domesticate entropy, I suppose. With empathy? Sometimes I'm saying nonsense. In any case, I think it's important to say words of grief and to connect them to all these other words quite explicitly, right? Because death is at the foundation of the ocean, right? Death is at the bottom. You were reminded of when you learned Kaddish for the course. Oh, wow. Well, we're going to say Kaddish now, because it's said in so many contexts and for so many purposes, along with the Testament of Abraham. Yes, right? We say Kaddish to remember that life is grief and grief is life. But when we say the words, we don't need to be alone. Or at least we're not alone right now. That's why I say them with you. I don't like saying them alone. For the last 2,500 years, my ancestors have said these words, so I say them again today. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shema Rabbah, V'yamad Yivrach Yotei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayachonu V'yomechonu V'chayedi Kol Beit Yisrael V'agalav Yizman Kari V'imru. Amen. Yehi Shema Rabbah Mevarach Li'olam Olmei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitba'ar V'yirman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalei V'yitalal Shemei D'Kodesh HaBrechu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata D'amiran B'yoma V'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom V'imramav Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imramav Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu V'yachol Yisrael V'imru. V'imru. Amen. Excuse me. Thanks. Thanks, friends. What a lovely stream. I will be here on Monday, and we will continue reading from the Epic of Gilgamesh, and we will continue saying Kaddish, and we will continue to ask ourselves whether it's okay to eat olives that you stole from your neighbor. Thank you. I hope you have a lovely weekend. If you are not already, basically all of you are, and yet I have to repeat the same words even though you've heard them over and over, check out the link in my bio. Please join the Discord server. If you'd like to support this stream and the time we spend here together, you can click on my Patreon. It makes a big difference in my life. Like a tremendous difference. To be supported by all of you. So thank you. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Okay, farewell.